Hey guys, I'm glad to be back and welcome back to my channel. Okay, so let's talk about Heather from Life After Lockup. She was in a toxic relationship with Dylan and they broke up, but ever since then, Heather's life was going up, but then it came to a crashing halt. I don't know what really happened. I don't know if mentally she broke down. I don't really know, but she is currently pregnant again, living in a tent. She has a boyfriend who is homeless as well. And she's on social media quite often, asking for help and updating us on on her life and the conspiracies against her and a lot of other stuff. I don't really follow her like that, but occasionally she will come across my timeline and I'll check her out. But you have to check out this 15-minute or so video of her ranting on about, well, I'm not gonna say ranting, this is how she feel, I guess, but she's explaining a lot of things to us. All right guys, thank you so much for watching. Bye.
On guys, so we had our second night at this location without access to electricity, so it's very cold for me. I know some of you are like deep sea plungers into like a barrel of ice and cold water for stamina. I am not. I am borderline anemic, 22 weeks pregnant, and possibly have some residual circulatory issues from years and years of taking different various medications that have some sort of nervous system indication with long-term use. And this is all my own individual research. I have a bachelor's degree in healthcare administration, and I was a certified medical assistant and phlebotomist from the Illinois School of Health Careers. But because I couldn't finish paying off my tuition, they would not release my transcripts. I also do a ton of fact checking and career building enrichment programs that are offered for free, as well as took several different courses through DuPage County at Lombard. I believe it was called First Institute School of Medical Administration. And then I transferred from Community College, Triton College, and River Grove College. In River Grove and College of DuPage, I transferred credits from both of those institutions to AIU, which is a mostly online, but they do have in-person locations across the world intercontinentally. So it's American Intercontinental University, and there are several locations. That's my background. So when I talk about my medical conditions and what's going on with me, let me clean the camera. I'm not trying to pretend to be your doctor, nor am I telling you how to handle your health shit. And I've said this in other videos, but I was hearing it all over the place and decided to just throw it in again. I'm cold, So we have the agenda. I have the agenda written up mostly. I don't really know the details. I know that it is beginning and ending with human kind of ethics, because I feel like all policy holders should have the same minimum when it comes to human rights and ethical treatment of humans. I feel like before I can ever even get into conversation or negotiation with a politician or alderman, or share my situation with them, I need to first verify that our moral and ethical compasses are facing the same direction. So as you guys know, we went to the library multiple days last week, and there was some reason why we could not print out this agenda. I'm going to do it privately and email it to an actual printer and just have him print out a few copies, and then take that copy and make copies elsewhere as I need them. None of what I'm saying or discussing is new. I have not been assaulted again since about a month ago. The kick outside of the Gwen September 15th to my eye while pregnant, or face or body. I think it was just this region. I don't know if I black out or just go into shock when I'm attacked, but I think I know exactly what happened. I know for sure there was an assault to this area. I don't know if anything happened after that. There was a lot of ruckus. They ripped the wall off of my tent, kicked me in my face, and you know, kind of dragged me another 5 to 10 feet on my back inside the tent while I was sleeping at 3:30 in the morning. Again, I'm 22 weeks pregnant. I need somewhere safe to live. 311 is not an option. We've called them way too many times to count. I've gone live almost every day for the last several months on one platform or another, requesting assistance, direction, guidance. We've been to the hospitals, every hospital in Chicago. None of them have offered us any solutions. Rush Hospital, even Del Nor Hospital, all the way in Geneva, Northwestern Hospital. Just, you know, we're not getting anywhere. And as I said before, they're doing a lot of passing the buck. When I call the law enforcement officers who were on the scene for the victimizations, they say that the state didn't choose to pick up the case. I don't understand how that's possible. And they're trying to claim that for me to receive victim services. Understand that the actions of these people and institutions have resulted in me having nowhere to live for the last 4 years, in me being separated from my 3 minor children who I have primary joint custody of. I share custody with their fathers. We have been separated since 2020 from regular visitation. I see them every month or as frequently as I can, but Alexis I haven't seen in 20 weeks, my youngest daughter. She's 10. You don't think she needs her mother? How would you justify that this is not a predatory situation? How would you be able to possibly make any sort of sense of the fact that there could not possibly be a working criminal justice system? If there were, how is this legal, ethical, possible? How? It's not. A situation only, you know, transpires like this to this degree and capacity in situations of government crumbling and shutdown. What is happening? Do you guys have jurisdictions in your areas where you live that are still seeing court cases like regular? Have you filed petitions in them and been given a court date? Very loud. It's a truck. I apologize. Xavier's father came and dropped off very quickly some cash to him yesterday. And usually when Xavier gets a payment from his father, he gives me, you know, 3/4 of it. If it's $100, he'll give me $80. If it's $200, he'll give me $180. And this is because the entire duration of my time with Gatir and all the other jobs I worked, I supported Xavier and I got us Airbnbs with my checks. I paid for our meals, and Xavier contributed with whatever he got, and whatever he could. He's been giving me less than half lately. And then I receive criticism and condemnation when I share the money with him. Xavier will starve himself because there is someone or thing that he has his money for. And he's not honest or forward with me about that. I don't know what it is. He never leaves me. We're together every day. Even if I ask him nicely or scream to hell to go away, he will not. There is something going on, and I don't know what it is, besides my own situation. I want to be with my children. I was not raised to eat food and not at least offer some of it to someone sitting with me. The fact that he has money in his pocket and refuses to buy himself food, but if I don't offer half of what I have, everyone around me begins punishing me, whether that's through online harassment, telephone calls, assault. There are so many clear indicators that what's going on is immoral, unethical, malicious, and nefarious. There are so many indicators that so many of us are being used quite literally like video game characters to be harmed and curated with. And it's sickening. And I don't understand the purpose. A video game is not the same as using a human being to cause trauma to another human being. What don't you understand about that? So when you guys hear my blog posts and my live updates starting to sound like this, like I'm counseling children, understand that my opinion and my feelings on the matter are that the people around me are fucking complete belligerent morons. That I think they should all be loaded into a semi-truck trailer, all of the rapists, all of the creepers, all of the opportunists who harm women and children, all of the undercover, sexually deviant people who can be incentivized by the promise of a BJ or a handy. These are the terms that they're using now. I know. And I think it's disgusting. If you've raised a child that is not being forced to engage in behavior like this and is engaging in such behavior, you owe the entire community an apology. And you owe the entire community an explanation. And you also owe the entire community a suggestion and a suggestive plan for how to undo the tremendous amounts of trauma and detriment and abuse that have been done. I don't blame you. I've met people with children who seemed normal that were fucked up. Fucked up. But you most certainly need to be a part of the solution. I am going to use the $40 Xavier gave me yesterday on some fucking pancakes. I'm 22 weeks pregnant. It's cold outside. I don't give a fuck if you people like it or not. If you want to be part of the solution, please do. Please tell me how to contact you or any agency or group or funding, because I need an apartment. I need an apartment that is safe to raise my family, my 3 children who are already in existence. My daughter needs her mother to be prepping her for college next year. She's 17 years old. She was 14 years old when we went into this, living with me 5 days out of the week, getting all B's and A's in her classes. Her grades have not been that way since then. Her attendance has not been that way since then. Who pays for that? Because there's most definitely a dollar amount associated with that. When you tie and bound and gag a mother whose responsibility is to be with her children, and you keep this woman in a space where she cannot possibly raise her children, who pays for the detriment that follows? I've been paying my taxes since I had my first job at the age of 14 years old. My parents have always paid their taxes. They're property owners, owners of vehicles, owners of houses, and they've been poor and lived outside and had nowhere to go. They've been bullied by law enforcement, and law enforcement has assisted them. We've been ignored by the FBI. And as far as I know, the FBI is taken over. We don't have the FBI anymore, as far as I know. Because if the FBI was in existence, the things that have happened to me that I can solve, logistically I can solve them. Practically, I don't have the resources, the funding, or the connections to get them solved. But you would think that someone in the FBI with access to every piece of intellectual property in existence, Rolodex, phone numbers, etc. and so forth, you would think that a person in a position like that would most certainly have the ability and the desire to solve the problems that have been unfolding around me, resulting in repeated assaults, robberies, and other exploitative behaviors against myself and people like myself or around myself. But they've not. You know how I know they've not? I'm still outside in a fucking tent on the side of the road. That's how I know. I'm going for pancakes.